God is speaking through this message right now. Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not a coincidence, it's a divine interruption. Heaven has stepped into your timeline. The Spirit of the living God has sent an angel to deliver this message, and I am that messenger. What I'm about to reveal will shake you, because it carries the weight of truth that was hidden from you for far too long. I come not with soft words, but with fire, holy fire that burns illusions and exposes what was done in the dark. I am sent to say these words that pierce the veil. Look at it. I destroyed myself to reveal this to you. I broke through dimensions to bring you this revelation. I tore through the silence of heaven's waiting rooms because your name was being called by the Creator Himself. You have been walking blind in a world that wanted to erase your light. You have been misunderstood, ridiculed, betrayed, and yet you still prayed. Heaven saw you on those nights when you were too tired to speak but still whispered, "God, help me." And God did. He sent me. I am not here to comfort your comfort, I am here to awaken your destiny. Comment 1111 if your spirit already feels this message resonating in your chest, because that number is the symbol of divine alignment. It is heaven's way of saying, the portal is open. Step through. You must understand this. I destroyed myself to reveal this to you because there are truths so sacred that only a broken messenger can carry them. The message you are receiving now was forged in the fire of divine suffering. Every wound you have endured was not punishment, it was preparation. You were being trained to see through deception, to feel God's voice in your bones, to discern lies hidden behind smiles. Every tear was a seed of wisdom. And now those seeds are sprouting. I need you to comment 222 if you believe that God wastes nothing, because even your heartbreak was holy. That pain was not random, it was a signal. It was heaven shouting, "Wake up, chosen one. There is purpose in this. You were not supposed to survive what you went through. But look at you, you are still here. And that alone is proof of the supernatural. You have walked through fire that should have burned your name from history, yet somehow, the flame purified you instead. You were betrayed by the very ones you prayed for, and still, your heart did not turn cold. That is what makes you chosen. God does not pick the perfect. He picks the scarred, the rejected, the misunderstood, because only those who have known deep pain can carry deep revelation. I destroyed myself to bring you this truth. You have been surrounded by spiritual warfare disguised as people, circumstances, and distractions. Every delay, every rejection, every sudden ending, it wasn't random. It was a spiritual setup for your breakthrough. The things that were removed from your life were not losses, they were divine evacuations. Heaven had to remove what would have ruined you before your next elevation. If you understand this, type 777 in the comments. That is the number of divine completion, the seal of God's perfect plan. Every time you write it, you align yourself with the vibration of heaven's perfection over your life. Beloved soul, I need you to listen carefully now, because what I'm about to say will explain why the storm has lasted this long. God was not punishing you, He was protecting you from premature revelation. You see, some blessings must remain hidden until your faith is mature enough to carry them. That's why He closed certain doors, why He delayed the meeting, why the relationship failed, why the money was blocked. If He had given it to you before your spirit was ready, the blessing would have destroyed you. I destroyed myself to show you this pattern. The pain you went through was a mirror of the pain heaven feels when humanity turns away from divine purpose. Every time you doubted your worth, an angel wept. Every time you begged for love from someone who did not see you, heaven cried, if only they knew who they were. You were never meant to chase acceptance, you were born to carry divine authority. The enemy tried to convince you that you were unworthy because he saw the crown you didn't see yet. Comment 999 right now if you're ready to close the cycle of pain and open the chapter of purpose. That number represents endings that lead to new beginnings, spiritual rebirth after long suffering. There is something you must know. When I say, I destroyed myself, I mean that the message I bring cost me everything. I had to enter realms where darkness hides truth, to fight the spirits of confusion, fear, and shame that have been circling you. I saw what they planned. I saw the traps. I saw how close they came to silencing your voice forever. But heaven said, no, you were marked for divine revelation. That's why you've felt so much pressure lately. It's not a breakdown, it's a birthing. The pain you feel now is the sound of your old self dying, and your new self being born. The world will not understand this transformation. They will think you're changing too fast, becoming too spiritual, too distant. Let them misunderstand. You are stepping into divine clarity, and not everyone can breathe that air. When you start glowing differently, expect the shadows to move nervously around you. If you're ready to rise above fear and confusion, comment Amen below. That word is not just agreement, it's an act of spiritual alignment. Every Amen echoes in heaven as a key unlocking new blessings. Let me tell you a secret that has been burning in the chambers of eternity, waiting for this exact moment to spill into your spirit like liquid fire. There are 3 major blessings forming around you right now, swirling in the unseen realms, gathering momentum like storm clouds pregnant with rain. These are not ordinary gifts, they are divine interventions, crafted by the hand of the Almighty. Tailored specifically for the blueprint of your soul. First, divine restoration, what was taken from you unjustly, whether it was your peace, your joy, your relationships, your health, or your dreams, will return multiplied beyond measure. Imagine the thief who stole in the night. Now picture that same thief being compelled by heavenly decree to repay 7-fold, as the ancient scriptures promise. What was stripped away in seasons of betrayal and loss is being woven back into your life with threads of gold, stronger and more radiant than before. You will not just recover, you will overflow. The empty places in your heart, those hollow echoes of what could have been, are being filled to the brim with abundance that defies logic and silences doubt. Second, divine connection. The people meant to walk with you in purpose are about to appear suddenly, like angels in human form, stepping out of the mist of everyday life with eyes that recognize your light instantly. These are not casual acquaintances or fleeting friendships, these are soul-aligned companions, divinely appointed to propel you into your destiny. They will show up in unexpected places, a chance encounter at a coffee shop, a message that lands in your inbox at the perfect hour, a voice on the phone that speaks directly to the ache you've carried in silence. They will carry the same fire you do, the same hunger for depth, the same refusal to settle for the superficial. Together, you will form a constellation of purpose, illuminating paths that were once shrouded in darkness. No more walking alone, no more questioning if anyone truly understands the weight of your calling. These connections will feel like coming home after a long exile, like pieces of a puzzle clicking into place with a resonance that vibrates through your bones. Third, divine revelation. You will begin to see the truth behind every mask, peeling back layers of deception like onion skins until the core is exposed in blinding clarity. No more manipulation weaving its subtle webs around your decisions, no more confusion clouding your judgment like fog over a battlefield, no more being deceived by appearances that glitter but hold no substance. You will see in the Spirit, with eyes wide open to the spiritual realities that govern the physical world. Motives will reveal themselves before words are even spoken, intentions will shimmer like auras around people's forms. This gift is a double-edged sword. It will protect you from harm, but it will also demand that you walk in uncompromising truth. You will discern the wolves in sheep's clothing, the empty promises disguised as opportunities, the toxic ties masquerading as love. But in this seeing, there is freedom, a liberation that lifts the chains you didn't even know were binding you. I destroyed myself to deliver this message because this truth could not be carried by just anyone. It required a vessel willing to shatter, to pour out every fragment of ego and comfort so that the purity of the divine word could flow untainted. The light you are receiving now carries codes of awakening, ancient frequencies encoded in the syllables themselves, designed to unlock dormant parts of your DNA, your spirit, your very essence. Once you hear this, once these words sink into the fertile soil of your soul, you cannot go back to blindness. The veil has been torn, and the light pouring through is irreversible. Your spirit has been activated, ignited like a pilot flame that will never extinguish. You may even feel it now, a warmth spreading through your chest like sunlight on winter skin, a tingling in your hands as if electricity dances at your fingertips, a sudden sense that something invisible is shifting around you, rearranging the furniture of your reality. That is not imagination playing tricks, that is not coincidence or wishful thinking. That is divine energy moving, the breath of God stirring the waters of your life. The heavens are rearranging your path right now, with precision that rivals the stars in their courses. What was delayed, those prayers that seemed to echo unanswered into the void, those doors that slammed shut in your face, will accelerate with a velocity that leaves you breathless. What was hidden, the secrets of your enemies, the treasures buried in your trials, the reasons behind the pain, will be revealed in flashes of insight that come like lightning strikes. What was denied, opportunities snatched away, love withheld, recognition overlooked, will be restored in ways that make the original loss seem like a necessary pruning for greater fruit. You are stepping into a chapter written by God's own hand, inked with the blood of sacrifice and sealed with promises that cannot be broken. And I must warn you, this chapter will not look like anything you've seen before. It will not unfold with fanfare or immediate applause. It will begin with silence, a profound quiet that might tempt you to doubt, to wonder if the message was real. You will think nothing is happening, that the world has gone still and forgotten you. But behind the silence, heaven is moving mountains, uprooting obstacles that have stood for generations, leveling paths that were once impassable. In this silence, trust is forged. It is the crucible where faith is refined, where your spirit learns to lean not on sight but on the unseen. Remember the stories of old, the Israelites at the Red Sea, backs against the wall, Pharaoh's army thundering behind them. Silence before the parting. Or Joseph in the pit, then the prison, years of quiet injustice before the palace. Your silence is pregnant with purpose. Angels are laboring in the shadows, weaving tapestries of destiny with threads you cannot yet perceive. Do not despise these small beginnings, do not rush to fill the quiet with noise. Sit in it. Breathe it. Let it teach you the rhythm of heaven, where time bends to divine will. I destroyed myself to reveal this to you because you needed to understand the magnitude of your calling. You are not ordinary, not a face in the crowd meant to blend into the grayscale of mediocrity. You were not chosen to fit in, to shrink your dreams to match the expectations of a world that fears greatness. You were chosen to transform, to be a catalyst that shifts atmospheres, a spark that ignites revolutions in hearts and histories. You are a bridge between realms, spanning the chasm between the earthly and the eternal, carrying messages from the throne room to the throne rooms of human souls. That is why you feel deeply, why tears come unbidden at beauty or injustice, why your empathy runs like rivers through your veins. That is why your spirit is restless in shallow company, why small talk feels like sandpaper on your soul. You crave depth because your soul remembers eternity, the vastness before time, the communion unbroken. You are a light carrier, and that makes you a target of darkness. The enemy prowls, sensing the threat you pose to his kingdom of lies. But fear not, for heaven is surrounding you even now, encircling you with a hedge of protection that no force can penetrate. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword beside you, flaming and unyielding, ready to sever every cord of bondage. Gabriel is whispering instructions into your intuition, those gentle nudges that guide your steps when logic fails. Raphael is touching your heart with healing energy, mending fractures from battles past, restoring wholeness where brokenness lingered. And Uriel stands at your door, guarding the threshold of your next blessing, ensuring that only what is ordained crosses into your life. You are not alone, even in your silence, even when the night feels endless. The hosts of heaven are encamped around you, their wings overlapping in a fortress of glory. If you believe your angels are with you, feel the certainty rising in your spirit like a tide, then let it be known. That number is a declaration, a stake in the ground claiming divine protection, stability, and foundation. Every time you see it, on a clock, a license plate, a receipt, know that heaven is near, winking at you from the fabric of reality. Beloved soul, there is something else I must confess, a deeper layer to this destruction I embraced. The reason I shattered myself to bring this to you is because I could not bear to see you live unaware of your power. You have been walking with your head down, eyes fixed on the cracks in the sidewalk, apologizing for your light as if it were a burden rather than a beacon. You have dimmed your voice to make others comfortable, swallowed words that could have set captives free, all because the world taught you that shining too brightly invites attack. But no more. This message is your awakening, your clarion call to rise unapologetically. This is your burning bush moment, where the ordinary ground beneath your feet becomes holy, where the fire inside you is revealed as God's own presence, consuming but not destroying. You are about to be elevated in ways you never imagined, lifted on eagle's wings above the storms that once grounded you. God is rewriting your story in front of those who doubted you, turning their skepticism into spectacles of your triumph. Every curse spoken against you in whispers or shouts is turning into a blessing, boomeranging back to its source with multiplied grace. Every closed door, those rejections that stung like salt in wounds, is opening into a divine opportunity, portals to realms you were born to conquer. And every delay, those agonizing waits that tested your faith to the breaking point, is aligning with perfect timing, synchronizing with the heartbeat of eternity. Do not rush the process, do not try to force the bloom before its season. Heaven is orchestrating every step, conducting a symphony where every note, even the discordant ones, serves the masterpiece. Trust the conductor. Lean into the rest. Between movements. Your impatience is born of earthbound vision, heaven's perspective sees the end from the beginning. I destroyed myself to bring you this message because truth always costs something. It cost me peace, the illusion of safety in silence. It cost me comfort, the ease of blending in. It cost me everything familiar to reach you across the void. But it is worth it because your awakening was worth it, because one soul set ablaze can ignite 1,000 more. You are not hearing this by accident, not scrolling past in a sea of noise. This message found you because your name is written in heaven's agenda for this very moment, etched in ink that time cannot erase. The world needs your light in this hour of deepening shadows. The broken need your voice to remind them that fractures can become fountains. And heaven needs your obedience, your yes that echoes through the corridors of fate. God is saying, do not fear the storm. I am the storm that clears your path. Every challenge you face now, the opposition, the betrayal, the uncertainty, is an invitation to trust deeper, to dive into the depths where faith becomes substance. You will soon look back and realize why it had to happen exactly this way, why the detours were divine redirections, why the pain carved capacity for greater joy. There are blessings hidden inside this battle, treasures in the darkness, strength forged in the fire. When the dust settles, you will not just recover, you will reign, seated in places of authority with a crown of victory. If your heart believes this, if resonance hums in your being like a tuning fork struck true, then seal it. That number is the number of abundance, the sign that heaven's favor is flowing, rivers of provision breaking banks of lack. Now listen closely, with the ears of your spirit wide open. Heaven is calling you to act, not in frantic striving but in surrendered motion. Share this message, not as obligation but as overflow, letting it spill from your lips and fingers into the lives of others. Speak it in conversations that matter, live it in choices that reflect eternity. Become the proof that God still speaks in whispers and thunder, still heals with a touch or a word, still restores what locusts devoured. The time for hiding is over, for cowering in caves of fear. You are stepping into your assignment, the role you rehearsed in the womb of purpose. The world will see the glory of God through your endurance that outlasts storms, your resilience that bends but never breaks, your rebirth that testifies to resurrection power. I destroyed myself to reveal this to you because love demanded it, the fierce, unrelenting love that refuses to let truth stay buried. Divine love never hides, it exposes, even if it hurts, even if it demands everything. So, look at it. Look at what you survived, the nights you thought would swallow you, the betrayals that cut to the marrow, the dreams that died only to rise stronger. Look at what you became in the crucible, refined, radiant, ready. You are the living testimony that God still performs miracles in silence, that He whispers in the whirlwind and shouts in the still small voice. You are chosen, not by merit but by mercy. You are protected, not by your strength but by His. You are unstoppable, not because of willpower but because of divine will propelling you. Now, in this sacred convergence of word and spirit, type the confirmation that aligns your frequency with the heavens. Your comment is not just text on a screen, it is a signal to heaven, a flare shot into the spiritual atmosphere declaring that you are ready for your next miracle, your next level, your next breath of divine life. Heaven is watching with bated breath. Angels are recording your response in scrolls that will be read in eternity. And God is whispering, with a smile that spans galaxies, finally, they see. But let this not end with a comment, let it propel you into action. Rise tomorrow with eyes anew, seeing the divine. In the mundane, the smile of a stranger as angelic encouragement, the obstacle as opportunity in disguise, the silence as symphony. Carry this activation into your relationships, infusing them with the depth you crave. Speak truth that liberates, love that heals, faith that moves mountains. Your life is the message now, the extension of this destruction and rebirth. What I poured out, you multiply. The codes embedded here are yours to decode and deploy, awakening others in chain reactions of glory. Feel the shift deepening even as these words wrap around you like a mantle. The warmth in your chest. That's the fire of purpose igniting. The tingling? Power coursing for the works ahead. The invisible shifting? Realms aligning in your favor. This is not the end of the message, it is the beginning of your manifesto. Walk in it. Breathe it. Become it. The three blessings are not distant promises, they are present realities unfolding. Restoration is returning what was lost with interest. Connections are converging even now. Revelation is sharpening your sight daily. In the days to come, when doubt creeps in like a thief, return to this moment. Remember the cost of its delivery, the love that shattered to save. Remember the angels standing guard, the heavens rearranging. You are the culmination of prophecies spoken over bloodlines, the answer to prayers uttered in desperation. Your story is sacred scripture in the making, pages turning with each faithful step. And if ever the weight feels heavy, know this, the yoke is easy because it's shared. The burden light because grace carries it. You were never meant to strive alone. The divine trio, Father planning, Son empowering, Spirit guiding, walks with you in perfect harmony. Their number echoes in your response, sealing the covenant. Expand your vision beyond the immediate. See the ripple effects, one awakened soul touching 10, 10 touching hundreds, hundreds shifting nations. Your transformation is not selfish, it's strategic, a key in heaven's plan to reclaim the earth. The darkness trembles because your light is dawning, irreversible and incandescent. I destroyed myself one final time in these words, pouring the last drops so you might drink deeply and never thirst for purpose again. The secret is out. The blessings are here. The awakening complete. Now, live the truth that cost everything to reach you. The world awaits your shine. Heaven celebrates your yes. And God? He smiles, for his masterpiece steps fully into frame.